Hello, this is Cian Toomey again for week 12 of Money and Banking. So just a brief overview of this week. So first of all, we're into the last topic. But in addition to that, we're going to have two guest speakers this week. The first one is going to be streamed on Zoom on Tuesday. That's Dave Cunningham. He's now at Lextigo, which is a fintech operation based in London. Prior to that, he's had a lot of experience working both in Ireland and abroad in the area of fintech and regtech as well. So Dave's going to tell us a little bit about his experience, and he's going to talk a little bit about some of the current issues in the fintech world. So that should be very relevant, obviously, for this module. Second guest speaker is going to be Friday, and that's going to be Niall MacDonald. He's currently President of CFA Ireland, and in addition to that, he's also Senior Investment Manager at Architas, which is part of the global AXA company. And what he's going to talk about is, I suppose, the effect that the pandemic has had on fixed income markets, and just more generally, I suppose, a little bit about how it has affected investing in bonds, and more generally, I suppose, how, as an investment manager, that they're trying to position themselves to take advantage of these changes. And again, that'll be actually one thing we're going to talk to him about is a little bit about how the Fed and Bank of England, ECB, how they position themselves around that. In particular, maybe we'll discuss some of the recent announcements from the Fed and the Bank of England, and talk a little bit about how, as fixed income managers, they try to evaluate those decisions. So again, that would be very relevant for the final exam question on monetary policy. So the final topic then we're going to look at as well this week on Thursday will be central bank digital currencies, which of course is also very relevant for the final exam. And again, that's a topic that has got a lot of publicity in the last number of years, both from the public sector, central banks, research institutes, but also from the private sector in terms of how that's going to, I suppose, play with the whole world of stable coins and digital currencies more generally. So again, that'll be done on Thursday. That'll be the final class. All classes this week will be via Zoom. So the final thing to say then is, obviously, well done on getting the term assessment done. So at this stage now, as you know, you have quite a lot of the percent of the module done already. So the last remaining part then is the final assessment. So what I would recommend, if you haven't done so at this stage, is to decide on the two questions for the final exam. And I guess there isn't really any particular reason to choose two over the third one, other than maybe what you're interested in, maybe what you've already looked at. But I would suggest maybe thinking about the central bank digital currencies one, even though we haven't covered it up to now, because again, that would be very relevant in terms of what the ECB are currently strategizing. And as I said, it'll also link in very much to the whole debate about money and how it's evolved over the centuries. Okay, thanks very much, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.